Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 690 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I Have No Friends edition. We got JD Raider coming at us from Jewel, Iowa. Ben Funky Askren in his lair in the basement.
Lair.
Where he's got Ozzy locked out so he doesn't come in and smash his TV and rip his mic off.
I forgot the lock today. I hope it doesn't come down.
We could have a security breach. That's okay. That would probably be even funnier. Probably make for great radio. So JD's gonna have a likely weekend of debauchery at a bachelor party in the Ozarks. So
JD, don't get arrested.
Don't get arrested. Don't get caught up with the locals. I've seen a show about it. These are some dangerous people.
Hey,
okay?
This is a business trip, okay? Strictly business.
Describe the business.
Making money.
Let's not do that.
Let's not discuss the business. Says Ben. Cautious Ben Askren, the man who invites Suriano Williams on the show as much as possible.
It's been too long since we had Suriano on the show. We really need to have him back. People need to enjoy the radiance that is Suriano.
I don't disagree, but I just love that the last time he was on, you kicked him off. You're like, cut his mic.
That's what we see. Listen, we need here's what it is. We need to know what we're getting into, and we need to be prepared to cut his mic.
Yeah.
But there will be some greatness that comes out of it, and then at some point we're gonna say, no, this is enough.
Yep, that's right. It's not like you can't be subtle with it. It's just like cut his mic or we're all gonna get fired, kind of a situation. And there's no in between.
Maybe even arrested. You don't
maybe
know.
Arrested. The stakes are that high when Suriano Williams is on the mic. So maybe we'll get him back. Hey, we dropped a trailer yesterday about Nick Suriano, his return to wrestling. We have a film coming about him very soon that you'll be able to check out. And we've been pretty quiet, keeping this one under wraps, but it's a really exciting project. And well, here, if you haven't seen it, you're about to watch it. No turning back.
I'm excited. Why is Nick Suriano so fascinating?
That was a common question I got. Where's Nick Suriano? Are you not rank him? Do you know something? This is wrestling's man of mystery, right?
He's been off the grid.
He's focused. It's just like all his career.
What's he doing?
You know, when he was at Penn State, there was this mystery. Like, is he going to wrestle at NCAAs? Is he or isn't he? Wait, Nick Suriano's not happy at Penn State. He might be moving. Is he going to leave or stay? We don't know. Yeah. Oh, he might go to Rutgers. We don't know. He is going to Rutgers. Then he just stops wrestling in the middle of his sophomore year for a little bit. Where's Nick Suriano? Is he going to be back for NCAAs? Is he going to be good at NCAAs? Oh my gosh, he made the finals. There's always a question about what he's doing.
Are we rolling?
So cannot wait for that. Dropping tomorrow.
How great was that shirt? Christian, you need to get one of those.
Which shirt? The shirt he's wearing?
The one at the end where it had the gold stripes.
The gold stripes? Okay. It's like my shirt is like almost
Tyler,
that shirt. Minus the swag.
Look at this. Pull this up, Christian. You're
okay.
not impressed by this shirt? This is tremendous.
You like the gold with the stripes here? Check it out. Okay.
So much more swag than you.
Well, listen. Let it not be. I've never tried to enter a swag competition with Nick Suriano. Okay. So
competition you're gonna lose 10 times out of 10.
Absolutely. I try to enter the contest that I think I have a chance of winning. So we're excited about that. We're excited about the return of Nick Suriano to freestyle wrestling. Guy's been, when you think about it.
Oh, hold on, wait. Can we interject on that last sentence, Christian?
Sure.
You said the return of Nick Suriano to freestyle wrestling. Are you precluding the return of him to wrestling because he would have a year of eligibility left? Correct.
All right. If we want, let's just get into the Suriano thing.
Yeah.
Just the whole sphere. So, plenty of rumors swirling, but the fact is he's not really talking to anyone right now. There's no meetings happening. He's fully focused on making the world team, winning a world championship. I think they're going to get through that, and then they're going to start evaluating. He's obviously not going to be anywhere in the fall semester and wouldn't roll anywhere.
Okay.
And obviously there's a ton of teams that are interested and want him, and everyone knows the big one that really wants him. It's a fact. Penn State is after Nick Suriano. That's a fact.
How fascinating would that be?
as it's got to be in terms of just pure drama, as fascinating as anything. I mean, to leave and come back. I mean, in college sports, how often does that happen? It'd be one thing if it's
never.
I mean, I've never heard of it. You know, I could think of a scenario where it's like, okay, you go to the school and you do bad and flunk out or something. You've got to go to like junior college or some other kind of school to get back in good standing so you can return. Like maybe something like that, but nothing like this where you leave because you don't want to be there. You go to another program in the conference. Then it's been a very unlikely path for Nick throughout much of his career, right?
And it wasn't a clean break either. Like Cale tried to stop Nick from wrestling at Rutgers that first year, and he was like the pioneer for transfers that then could go conference to conference and wrestle.
Yeah, he was certainly one of the first we've ever seen in wrestling, conference to conference with that level. And yeah, to be fair, they were trying to prevent him from wrestling that year, 100%.
Yeah.
So, winning solves everything, right? And it's a bottom line thing. And I think for as bad as it seemingly ended, I think it ended in a way that there clearly weren't bridges burnt, right? It wasn't like I don't think Cale and company ever got like ugly, bitter towards him, and I don't think it ever got really ugly on the other side either. It was just like, hey, I want to go. It was never, there wasn't some like horrible thing that happened that it was just like he wanted to leave, right? Yeah. So anyways, we'll see if he goes. If he goes, oh my gosh. I mean, my money.
Well, Penn State needs.
Oh yeah.
We'll go with your money on. Tell me your money on, and then I want to make my statement.
My money is he goes. If he makes the team and has a run at Worlds, he's not going to wrestle in college. That's my money. That's what I think. I kind of think that either way. Now, if it doesn't go well at trials, maybe he'll say, well, maybe I need a change of scenery anyways, and I'll look around and I'll go here, I'll go there. And it's really, the thing is, it's 3 months. You don't have to here's my question. Do you even have to like pass your classes? Do you even have to go to class? Do you just have to like enroll? Because if you're just going to do 1 year, I mean, I don't know.
There's obviously there's the graduation eligibility requirements. The 40, 60, 80 thing, which if he's not doing the fall semester, he must be good on somehow, some way. And I don't know how, because it seems like he hasn't gone to school in a while now. The statement I was going to make is Penn State needs a solution for points at one of three weights in order to challenge Iowa, in my opinion. 25, 57, 65. They're not scoring very many points at any of those weights right now, and they need to score points at those weights in order to beat Iowa. Nick Suriano is obviously some very serious points at 125.
Serious points. It makes sense for Robbie Howard, who's battling injuries and I don't know if he needs surgery or already got surgery or whatever. But there's an injury there, right? So it would be kind of seamless, and then Robbie could return to the lineup the next year, and Nick does and goes where he goes. But there's a lot of places that could use Nick Suriano for 1 year, and I'm sure Ohio State's in that mix as well. So we'll see. But when you think about Suriano, I mean, talk about it. He's been pretty snake bit. You got the freak ankle break at Oklahoma State. And when he clearly could have won a national title that year, the national final was two guys he beat that year soundly, Ethan Lezak and Darian Cruz. Then you've got, after he transfers, you've got the knee infection where he's in the hospital for like 10 days, 2 weeks with like a staph thing or something of that nature in his knee. Is like questionable for conferences, comes, wins some matches, forfeits out, I think, and then he makes the finals against Spencer and loses. Then, the only guy to get COVID, or girl, the only athlete to get COVID before the trials was him. He tests positive and is out. When he looked like, if you don't want to call him the favorite, you don't have to, but he won the bracket that Thomas Gilman, he won the bracket that Thomas Gilman and Vito Arujau were in, right? Like 2 months before. So you don't have to call him a favorite. I did. He didn't, but he didn't get to go. He didn't get that opportunity. So you stack all that stuff
I didn't
up.
think about it in those terms, Christian. That's you're making a strong case. That is either he has some really bad luck or something else is going on. Because man, that's like so many times at the biggest events that he hasn't been able to compete at his best.
Yeah, really crazy. And at some point, you think that the luck's going to change, right? These are sort of freak things. I mean, I don't know if getting COVID is a freak thing or not, but to be the only athlete, that's pretty insane. So
yeah,
that's, and you know, the fact that he you know is making this return and you know looking good, and honestly, you know, he was prepared for 57. That was the weight he thought he was going to go. And then Gilman medals, and it kind of changed everything because he really wanted to. I think he wanted to go 57, but now he's up at 61, and he's going to be interesting to watch. All eyes are going to be on him. All eyes are going to be on that weight plus Jordan's weight at 79. And we are like less than 2 weeks away from World Team Trials, so very excited.
Is it a Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday? Because if it's a Friday, Saturday, we're a week and a day.
It's a Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
September 11 and 12.
Yes. So
Nice.
freaking excited about that. Excited to see. I mean, he's an interesting character in this wrestling landscape, right? Just like Ben
All
said.
those bad breaks and other thing have almost led to even more of the aura around Nick Suriano, though, and at much to his expense, kind of almost makes it a little bit more fun for us. And the fact that we have talked so much and gotten so much content out of this person that has only wrestled, you know, how many times in the past couple of years is kind of tremendous. And the fact that there's still so much to talk about with him.
Yeah, there's a lot. So there's a lot that's going to come out in this interview. I think you're going to be interested in it. I'm
already interested. Can I watch it before everyone else gets to, or are you gonna make me wait?
I'm gonna make you wait, probably. Sorry, buddy. But it won't be long. It's not like Terry where there's like a year of anticipation.
Terry, I watched Terry freaking I think 18 months before you guys ended up putting it out. I watched the very, very rough cut.
Yep.
Metcalf.
Metcalf
one was it?
Metcalf was coming for a long time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we started that right at the end of the backflip, and we got it out in just under 10 years. So that's Nick Suriano. Exciting. As mentioned, in 15 minutes we will have our Russian correspondent King G Gena joining us to talk Russian world stuff, just Russia stuff. Him and JD can probably swap stories, and
we'll speak in Russian.
You guys can do. He's going to conduct the entire interview.
How many Russian words do you know, JD? Do I got more words than you? I got like 6.
Oh yeah,
5,
you definitely have more.
I know da.
Is that water?
Da. Davai. Harasho. Spasiba. I got all kinds of Russian words.
Spasiba's thank you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Vodka.
All right. So, other world stuff. No Bajrang is officially official.
That is sad.
That is sad. Everyone loves Bajrang. He's probably, him and Chamizo are probably the two most popular non-American wrestlers to Americans. So that's a shame. What'd you say?
Pseudo-American.
Pseudo-American. Yes, they're adopted.
We just need a few more injuries at 65 kg, and now we got a good chance of getting the medal.
Man, we got a chance to get a medal anyhow. Come on.
Yeah, we haven't had one since 2006.
We're right there. I maintain.
I know we're right there.
Yeah, maybe we are. Who's going to make the team at 65? Is it Yanni's time?
I think it's Yanni's time. I mean, it gets significantly easier given the fact that Jordan Oliver and
Zane.
Jordan Oliver's moving up. Zane's moving up. Nick Lee didn't enter. I mean, how much easier does that make it?
Yeah, now it's McKenna and who?
Ashnault.
McKenna looked good.
Ashnault. He 10-0'd Ashnault.
So bad. Yeah, that was not.
Yeah.
That surprised. That was a lot of things surprised me. But that really surprised me.
I agree. I did not.
Of course,
see that
I thought
coming.
Yanni would win, but
Yeah.
just the 10-0 and Ashnall, he can get to everyone, and he didn't get to Yanni, and Yanni looked like a more powerful guy too. The whole thing, and I know Ashnall took that on short notice. He was supposed, but all that stuff considered,
I agree with you, Christian. I did not see that coming.
Yes,
Jaden will also
the
be
manner
there.
that it's
Ironman.
Ironman will be there.
Yanni will definitely be favored in that one.
He will be favored, but Jaden has that the pinning component is always scary, and if you see him before the finals, it's just one pin ends it.
Yep.
Jaden's freaky like that, and
yeah, that is true.
And how are they going to seed that? So you go McKenna. I think McKenna has to be the 1. McKenna 1.
Yes.
Yanni 2.
Because all those other guys I mentioned may be seated higher than him, but they're all not there.
Is Ironman 3?
Probably. He won senior nationals.
Where's the full list?
And Lugo.
Probably
is
Ironman.
Lugo in there? Lugo's pretty freaking good as well.
Where can we find it? Is it on Flow? I don't have it ready.
Yeah. it better be.
Hey, while I'm finding the list, can I complain real fast?
Yeah.
Well, you guys, yeah. Listen, I was not giving any heads up. You guys want to do this best 1 to 25 or whatever of the decade, the power ranking gimmick thing?
Mm-hmm.
Christian, do I need to remind you right now? Do I need to remind you? We did this during the coronavirus. And Jordan Burroughs, because we are going to get to 165. And Jordan Burroughs is going to want to get pissed and come on and fight us because I chose Kyle Dake by 6 seconds of ride time.
Well,
so can we just avoid all this pain and struggle?
No, this is different. This is the best to not win it.
Oh, did I miss that sentence?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
you missed that sentence.
And Jordan Burroughs won it, so he's not going to want to get pissed and come on the show.
So now you're going to have to make like Nick Piccinini mad. And he's a nice guy, so I don't think
you know what? I just saw him in California. I don't think he'll get that mad.
No, we were talking about him yesterday. Super nice guy. I hope he freaking crushes it in MMA. I think he'll be good. Do you think he'll be good?
Yeah, most high-level wrestlers do really, really well. There's some that don't do all that well, and when they don't do all that well, it's like they're like a mediocre Bellator or UFC fighter. It's not like they just can't make it anywhere. I mean, that is incredibly rare that happens.
Yeah. How good do you think Logan Storley is going to be?
Logan Storley's already really good.
Yeah, I know, but like what's...
I mean, past this point, I don't know, but so he had Logan Storley has 1 loss, and his 1 loss was to the current Bellator champion prior to when he was the Bellator champion. So he lost to him like I don't know, maybe two or 3 fights ago, something like that. So he's already very highly ranked in Bellator. He's good. He's good. I don't know how much better he's going to get, but he's already really good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, some news from the road. David Bray, Mike Mal have been on a little Who's Number One tour. They hit up Malvern and Blair and M2 and Young Guns and the compound with the Bassett's. We've got a clip from the Malvern room that is, I don't know if you guys have
I don't want to see this.
Yet.
Is this what I saw?
You have to watch it.
I don't want to see this.
Open your eyes. Play it right now. Nick Feldman's.
I refuse. I'm going to turn to another.
His finger does a hard right turn there. It is completely like this. And then, boom, he knocks it into place. It's a pretty funny video. Nick Feldman also only smiles. This is the most smilingest kid I've ever seen.
His face got stuck there.
What's that? His face
might have to be like a magic trick.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. I would be doing that.
Your parents warned you that if your face, if you smile too long, your face is going to get stuck there, and that's what happened.
That's what happened to Nick Feldman, and maybe the same thing with his finger. That's going to be that trick is always going to play. When he's like a 40-year-old uncle, he's going to be playing that trick on the 5-year-olds.
It'll play even better.
Oh, it's going to play even better. So, we're make sure you're checking out all that content, and also, even more. This is the most stunning news of all. David Bray sent me a picture of an American flag an Unleashed by Seth original. Where was this? This was in the Bo
looks like-
Bassett compound gym. So Bo Bassett
Wow.
has an Unleashed by Seth American flag.
So you think they're trying to like, pick up some pointers for the match by buying this, and they see his carving skill, and they're like, "Oh, we need to stop that one for sure. Get ready for that."
I don't.
They're buying them off. Nope.
I don't think that's it.
They're
I think he
ensuring
probably
victory.
bought it well before the match was happening. But yeah, so man, Bo Bassett. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Maybe I'm dating myself a little. I didn't watch this
You
live,
probably
so maybe
are.
I'm not super old. But Bill Brasky. Does anyone know who this is? It's like
Yeah, Bill Brasky was on
SNL.
Yeah, SNL. Uh-huh.
And he's just like this mythical figure, and like the tall tales about this guy are just like out of control. I have no idea what Bo Bassett's going to be, but it's going to be like that. He's going to be the Bill Brasky of wrestling when it's all said and done. Because what he's doing to wrestlers right now in the wrestling room, as a practice room, is insane. He's wrestling with and beating college wrestlers right now.
No, Christian, come on, bro. He's
Straight
100
up.
pounds. He's 100 pounds. Which college wrestlers are beating?
Listen, I ain't beating Nico Megaludis. I'm not saying that, but guys on rosters, he is wrestling with and beating them.
I withhold comment till I see that with my own eyes, because now listen, if he was bigger, I could accept this, but I'm not going to accept it.
Okay, you're rejecting it. I'll try to get the video proof, and then you will probably But I'm telling you, this kid's gonna be. I'd be curious to know though, because I don't watch these kids practice ever, other than once every few years. Like, are there other guys that have been like this, where in 8th grade, 7th grade, whatever?
Chance Marsteller.
Chance was definitely entering college opens in 7th grade and winning matches.
Wild.
That is a wild freaking
Shit
thing.
'em.
Well, it doesn't always turn
Sure.
out. It doesn't always turn out well. I remember the one that there was some video of, and it was early days of Flow. I don't recall what year, but the Felipe Martinez kid that was from, I think he was SPG maybe,
Oh, yeah.
Ohio. And there was some video, and it was like, damn, this kid's good. And then he obviously, I don't know what happened to him. He didn't end up continuing wrestling at a high level at all.
Well, I don't think that was, man, I think Felipe would have been a superstar. They moved his junior or senior year. He got really big and not all the right places, just probably wasn't wrestling his ideal weight, and just kind of fell off. And I don't know if he lost the love for the sport, but once he left SPG, he was not the same guy. And he won his 4th state title, I believe, but it was pretty obvious. Like,
oh, he did. I saw he ended up winning 4 state titles. I didn't know that.
Yes, but I think his prospects went down pretty substantially there.
Got it. The other guy that they always talked about wrestling older people, in this era there was absolutely no video of it, so I can't comment either way. Was Steve Mocco. He was always said that he would train like as an 8th and 9th grader with college guys at heavyweight. And beat him down, and I can't comment because there's no videos, but that was what the rumor was.
It sounds like that's true. And then, so remember, we all know the famous story of Andrew Spey getting foot swept 24 times by Steve Walker.
Andrew Spey is not a college wrestler.
But hold on, let me tell the story. So so the deal was, I think he was in 10th grade, Spey, and Mako was in 8th grade. So it's like, this middle schooler is destroying me. But in Andrew Spey's defense, Steve Mako is only 6 months younger than Andrew Spey. He's just that level of a holdback kind of situation. I think Spey's a little young for his grade. So with those powers combined, you get foot swept. So if he was a couple years older, maybe
I like
Mako.
this. If Spey did not have, if he had more age, he definitely would not have gotten foot swept.
Yeah,
let's defend his honor.
What? Okay, how much money? Maybe the answer is $0 for you, Ben. How much money would you pay for a video of Andrew Spey and Steve Mako wrestling each other? I know I would pay several $100s.
Really?
Yes,
I don't know if
it's in
it'd be
the
a big
triple
number.
digits
I
for
would
me.
thoroughly enjoy watching that. But so it sounds like we could pool up some money between, you just hold a hat at the Flow HQ the day that Spey is not there, and then we could go purchase some footage somewhere.
It would be incredible.
Actually, can we talk about something? We're having fun here right now. Can we talk about something serious that really grinds my gears? And I don't recall who was smart to post about it. And I want to dig the dagger in for them?
Okay.
Okay. It's the fact that the two best American wrestling tournaments, the NCAA championships and the Olympic trials, right after they're over, that footage is like just gone forever because these large media conglomerations don't do anything with it. That is so freaking annoying. Like, do you know how hard it is to find ESPN matches of NCAA tournament or Olympic trials matches? Like, honestly, Christian, I don't know how to access my own matches from either one of those tournaments. I don't know that they fully exist anywhere. And that's so annoying. But the fact that we can't watch them in 2021, that there's not a streaming option where we can just go to a website and click on a button and watch those matches, it's almost like I have to not think about it because when I don't even recall who was posting about it. When someone was posting about it, I'm like, I was getting so mad that we can't watch these matches.
Yeah, it is. It's super frustrating for us too. It's bad. It's worse. It's the fans and people that want to really cover the sport and follow the sport. It's a huge barrier. I don't understand why they just don't. I mean, the Olympic trials and the Olympic games, like, why? How is that not something you should just post on YouTube? Like,
for real,
if you don't
put it on YouTube,
or I mean, if you wanted to put it up, matches cut up behind your paywall, people would pay for that.
ESPN Plus, they already have an online streaming feature that you could pay for. I'm sure that NBC does also. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure they do.
Yeah. It's just so, I mean, they just care so little about wrestling in general, ESPN and NBC specifically, that it's tough to, that this is not even a conversation that people are having over there.
No one's thinking about it.
No, it's, just when you think, the sport has made so many progressions, but there are still some areas where we're still like way behind. Like, you just cannot find these games. But here's the other thing though, Ben. To kind of counter that, you think about the biggest sports. Think about basketball. Think about football, even baseball. Mm-hmm. You can't just find those archives, right?
Really?
Not.
I don't know. I don't try to watch any of that stuff.
Exactly. So like, I don't think so. Football fans, basketball fans, they watch it live, or they don't really watch it. They just catch the highlights.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no one's going back and watch. I mean, a small, minuscule, negligible number of people are going back after the fact and watching the Super Bowl. Who's watching this? Who's watching the Super Bowl after it's over? Nobody.
I don't listen. Okay, here's the deal. I'm a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
I don't know about the damn Super Bowl.
Got it.
If I could go rewatch NCAA matches, I know I'm going to rewatch it. So I got to think there's a football fan that's just like me. There's someone just like me who wants to go watch. Oh, and it might not even be the entirety of the game because it's very long. But they might say like, oh, there was that one drive in the third quarter that Joe Montana hit Willie Hayes for a whole bunch of passes. I want to go watch that and get jacked up.
Oh, I don't have the bell. Where's the bell? All right, it's over there. I forgot the bell today. So yeah, good point, Ben. But I think in general, the sports, they're not putting that stuff out there the way we like to see it. So it's not like just wrestling's getting the shaft. I think wrestling fans are unique in that a whole lot of us will go back and watch the NCAA finals, the Big Ten semis, the Big Ten finals. I think it's a very unique thing about wrestling. And we have these like perfectly packageable little things, these little 10-minute videos. They're gold, right? It's not like a 3-hour monstrosity. 10 minutes, action, a little bit of violence. It's great.
And we get to type in the exact thing that we want to see. I mean, it's perfect. Yeah, I mean, if you look at some of the matches on YouTube, which none of which went up live, and if they did, especially in the international era pre being on Flow when it was on other avenues, like those things were probably watched 1% live, 99% in review.
Yes, indeed. Okay, hey, we gotta take a hard turn. We've got a super special guest. I am so excited for this. I've been waiting for this all week long. We've got our man, our official FloWrestling Russian correspondent, King G. Yeah. Gena, what's going on, man? Welcome. Coming at us from Moscow, Russia. What's happening?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
So good, man. So good. So What should I call you, King G? Should I call you Gena Kolesnikov? What do you want us to call you? How should we address you?
Well, Ghana is my pretty much like was born name, but King G, that's the name that King Mo has given to me back in the years. So King G is good.
Okay,
Go with
King
that.
So
G.
yeah, so you were good friends with Mogul Wall, and we're talking. I mean, I don't know if you still are, but I know you were. We're talking 10 years ago or so, correct?
Yeah. Well, we're still good friends with Mo. He's like my big brother. He's actually, people know me as King G in the States as well because I've been training there and pretty much being good friend with Team USA through their travel over to Russia. So King G is stuck with me, and I'm known for that.
Nice. So to give people, I first became aware of you is you were kind of like, this is before I even worked at Flow. You were kind of like the liaison for Bader and Joe Flow in Russia, helping them get into Russian nationals, getting the Tommy jeans, that whole connection thing. But why don't you just give us a little bit of your background in the sport, in wrestling, where you're from, and your experiences in America. You speak great English, obviously. So just give us a little bit of the King G bio.
All right. So right now I'm 30 years old and pretty much retired from wrestling. I started training when I was 6 years old here in Moscow, and been training pretty much till 16, I think 15 years old when I was. My coach, who I started training with, was fired from the club, and I was just kind of thrown away from control and just been going to the gym. Nothing was happening to me, And then when Team USA was coming over for, I believe it was 2007, when they came to Krasnoyarsk for World Cup. Maybe Ben, you were in the team with them. I can't remember if you weren't on.
2000. I was 2008. I went to Vladikavkaz.
Oh, okay. So 2007, when King Mo and Daniel Cormier, led by Kevin Jackson, they came to Krasnoyarsk, so they stopped by my gym in Moscow. And I was the only guy that was speaking barely English back then. So I was just talking to Mo a little bit. And then that was my first meet with him. And then he was having a website like molwall.com. And that's what I was texting him because I was watching his videos on YouTube. And that was fun to me. So then I was just texting him on through a website. And we were starting that conversation with him. And he was just sending me pictures from training. And so I was just fun. I was 16 years old, barely speaking English, using my translator for connections. And then awesome. through Mo, met Sean Bunch because he was on a MySpace.com website that was using back then.
Yes, MySpace. So great.
Love it.
Yeah, that was big back then. And then, so Polson Brothers wasn't in there as well. So then Facebook thing came, and we were on that. So then back in 2009, I think, that's when I first met them. They were coming for Urigan tournament. And that's why I met them at the airport. Took them, was just a little bit like a help. There was a Carl Denman, the former American heavyweight, I think, that was leading the team here in Moscow. And so they was my first introduction to them. So that's pretty much how we started, me having a conversation with Team USA.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So you're from Moscow. Obviously, Russia is huge. You're like, for context, Moscow is like 1,000 miles from Dagestan. It is not close, right? So all these places are spread out. What is the wrestling culture like in Moscow?
Oh, well, Moscow is like more of many people from Dagestan that were top level out there. They come in. We have Olympic school here in Moscow, pretty much high level. But the people from Dagestan coming over to study as the high level athletes, but they're kind of losing themselves because Moscow, is like a lifestyle different here. lot of nightclubs and party and stuff. So they're just kind of losing control over themselves instead of they being training in Dagestan, 24/7 training. And I've seen many people losing them talent in the pretty much future training here. I've seen so many people in my eyes just kind of get lost because they're coming over to Moscow thinking it's kind of better opportunity for them, but turn opposite. And that's so Moscow is okay because people here, like in Dagestan, there's traditions because once you just when you're born, you go to wrestling right away, and they don't care about education much. They just worry about training and thinking about their future plans, being Olympic champ and making a life out of that. But here in Moscow, the people. So when I was training, when I started training, we had like a group of 50 people, 50 kids. By the age of 16, 18, we had like 5. So the kids, they kind of stopped training over the years because when they graduate from school after 11th grade, they go into college. So that's the time when the Moscow kids stop training full time.
Got it. So definitely like Dagestan, it's more like one track, just focused. Like this is kind of my path to success. Whereas in Moscow, there's just more opportunities, more distractions, maybe, and that's part of the.
Can I ask a follow-up question then?
Yeah.
So I know you said education not important in Dagestan. Given that fact, and obviously they do produce a lot of really high-level athletes, both in wrestling and mixed martial arts. So if say they don't make it in athletics, what are they doing? Are they going back to education then? Is it manual labor? Is it entrepreneurship? Like where, if they say they don't care about education, where are they going after that if they don't make it?
Well, it depends. Some just kind of lost, in life and being taxi drivers. Some are just going to work in the market selling like vegetables and stuff like that. Some the smarter they go and being entrepreneurs, open a stores, close stores, something like that. Some people just going to politics, being a help to some politicians. Some are going being coaches, and some are definitely kind of lost, with a lot of injuries, kind of not knowing what to do, kind of lost in life because of just not using education as their priorities.
Got it. Cool.
So one of the things we really want to talk with you about is kind of getting a sense of what's happening within the Russian national team. How are the camps going? What are the news? How healthy are they? Who does it look like, or who are your predictions that will be representing the world team in Oslo? So just kind of give a sense since the Olympics, what's been the chatter circulating about the Russian wrestling team?
So it's been kind of quiet. They started training camp in Sochi in Russia. It's out in the mountains. They do 2 camps before the Worlds, and they're doing a lot of matches and training right now. But what I heard from the guys from the team that if Olympic champion and Olympic medalist wants to go, they will have him on the list. But if they want to chill, they will let them chill because they made their goal already for the year and placed at the Olympics number 1. But I heard Sadulayev wants to go to Olympics and wrestle again. Maybe Naifonov, the 86 kilograms. They want to put him on the team to kind of make it better than Olympics because people here thinking that he could have been a champion and that's not his full potential that he didn't place. So they want to put him back in the team. But we have a tournament like September 4th. It's in Ufa or Kazan somewhere. It's like Asian those countries from Asia. The tournament pretty much U23. So we have a send out there the young team to wrestle. So maybe some of those that win this tournament might be sent to Worlds as like kind of future. But pretty much right now, what our coach said, we're gonna look after the guys because we just brought them to the camp, and we're gonna look who's in better shape, who's healthy, and then decide from there.
Got it. What do you think about thinking about Sidikov and Aguyev, 2 Olympic champions? What have you heard about those two?
Sidikov, he's probably going to chill. I think he's probably going to chill because he had a hard year.
Not going to wrestle. You're saying he's not wrestling.
Well, I think no, but we're going to hear from the camp because you know who I would want to see, who I want to see in the team is Jamalov. Jamalov.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
I think my opinion. It's not that he's the best, but I just enjoy watching him because he's Adam in Bobasar State trained, very technical, just a fun watch kid. But he's probably not going to compete because he's injured the shoulder wrestling chamizo, the tournament.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to stay off. But we're going to see because if Sidakov is in good shape, but I think it just depends on the coaches and their plans for the future, who they're going to put on the team. If they want to see the new guys that try the spots, maybe 65. Well, the 65, we have a European champ this year, the new guy. I forgot the name, but he was a number 2 after the Olympic bronze medalist. Yeah. So we're going to see. Yeah.
Cool. And you think the same for Aguyev? You think he'll chill as well?
Who that? Is it Uguyev?
Uguyev, 57.
Well, yeah. Well, it's hard to tell because it depends on their shape. It depends on their injuries because, as we know, athletes we have all had those injuries and being able to compete with the injuries during the year. But Olympics definitely was the something important, and they accomplished their goal. The summer won, summer placed. Maybe they want to chill. The ambitions definitely drive them to wrestle again. But I think it's about the being smart this year and maybe not to go if they're injured little. So to be able to compete next year as well.
So thinking about the Russia-U.S. rivalry has picked up a lot in wrestling. It used to be not a rivalry at all. You guys were so much better. 2017, we won. Last match, it was crazy. The Olympics were pretty close. We're kind of established ourselves as the number 2 team. But what I want to know is, what does the Russian wrestling program, team, coaches, athletes think about American wrestling right now?
Hey, when I was in the States, it was 2011, 2013. And I went to, so me and Travis was assistant coach at Iowa State. When I was there, I was training at Iowa State with the cycling team. And we were at the tournament in Chicago someday. And I was just shocked seeing like 8 mats full of kids competing. I cannot remember how many kids were there at the tournament, but I was like, hey, these kids, I mean, the Team USA is going to be like explode in the next couple of years, and exactly what happened. Team USA winning cadets, juniors, even seniors. So it never happened before. Like you just mentioned, Team Russia was always like leading a medal score. But we Team Russia coaches are kind of shocked that Team USA that had such a jump into medals. And but for me, it's not surprised because I've seen even look at the Fargo tournament. I know the kid from Daniel Cormier team from California, I think, is but what's the guy named Z? The first name is Z. Cannot remember the name. The young
Cody Merrill's really good.
There's the young kid like the 15 years old kid, I think. So because I know him because they had matches with Team Moscow like last year. So I met the kids, was with them. So the kid wrestled in Fargo. Like he lost the first round, then won 10 matches and took 3rd place. So he wrestled 11 matches totally. How many kids in the bracket? I was like, this kid's going to blow up the world very soon. So,
dang. Well, that's cool. All right. So Tadiev is the head coach of Russia freestyle wrestling on the men's side. He's a very easy villain for American wrestling, just his face in general and just kind of his. But what is his day-to-day kind of involvement with the Russian freestyle wrestling team? Because obviously he's very, very good.
Yeah, I think he's just being in contact with every assistant coach that he has in the team, because we have every weight class has the secured coach that take care of a weight class. So Tadiev is just overall coach. He doesn't spend a lot of time taking into a whole weight class. He just takes kind of new information from the coach that takes care of the team, takes care of the weight class. For example, the 79, we have Mahach Murtaliyev. So he takes care of 74, 79 kilograms, and Sergio Cetra. He just takes a look into those coaches because he has no time to take a look to every kid on a weight class, because we have many junior kids coming in every year pretty much.
Right. So looking at Russian wrestling as a whole, you've got these pockets of talent and skill. You've got Ossetia and you've got Dagestan, and we kind of have that to a very small degree here in America. It's like you have states or you have colleges, but like the cultural differences in Russia from like Dagestan, Ossetia, Moscow, etc., compared to like Pennsylvania and Iowa are like vast. How do the different republics sort of view each other? What are those rivalries like? How unified is the overall Russian team?
Well, I was always kind of with the not support, but take a look to Team USA, because the 7 weight classes. Well, right now the Penn State actually had the 4 guys in a Team USA Olympics, right? But those guys actually from different states. They're from Iowa, whatever, Pennsylvania, different states. But in Russia, it's kind of boring because we have only Dagestan and Ossetia on a team, because we have 6 weight classes, 3 Dagestani and 3 Ossetians. Kind of boring, but because they have so many guys out there, it's kind of culture. Because in Moscow, like I said before, people worry about education and future plans, work, and stuff like that. But I always was supporting the opportunity for Team USA that out of 6 weight classes, you might have 6 guys from different states. And that's why I pretty much support. But in Russia, we have Dagestani and Ossetia pretty much always competing at the nationals as the for number 1 spot. We have like Chechnya. They have not many guys, but Moscow.
Well, especially
like I
right,
said,
Moscow. I mean, the population base of Moscow is much larger, but Moscow doesn't really produce all that many athletes that make the team. Correct?
yeah, because they don't care much about wrestling, especially like kids. I mean, the coaches here, they don't coach a lot of like kids from the young age, because they know up until 16 they will stop training and then go to more of an education lifestyle. That's why they don't put a lot of energy into them. So knowing that they be stopped training by 16. So the system here working in Moscow, they go to Dagestan, for example, and then make them compete for Moscow region and bring them to the club. So they might train in Dagestan, but they just representing Moscow region at the Russian nationals. And you can see a Moscow region lineup made out of all the Team Dagestani guys not making Dagestani team.
Got it.
So course, like when I was training, for example, we had a Moscow championships, but every year you have a new guys in the weight class that you never seen even before, but they just representing Moscow. They just bring in from Team Dagestan because they can make a team out there. But here in Moscow, you have like not many tough kids, so they easily make a team and start going to nationals by a Moscow region flag, I would say.
Gotcha. So I have a question. One of the biggest rivalries, most compelling matchups in wrestling right now is Sadulayev versus Snyder. Do you think Snyder can ever beat Sadulayev again, or do you think Sadulayev has just surpassed him completely?
Well, I support Snyder a lot because, just as a person, always supporting, seeing him, and wishing him all the best. But I think when Sado Live in his best, he beats Snyder 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we hope it's not that, but you know,
I agree.
it definitely could be. Oh, but Ben's on board with that. And how do you think? Last question: how do you think Dake versus Sidikov would go?
Well, that was the match I wanted to see, and I think Dake was the guy to beat Sidikov. Actually, I was betting on Dake to win, but this Kadimagomedov guy actually surprised everyone, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, King G, I think you like American wrestling more than JD. That's what I've learned. You're from Russia. I don't listen to the last couple of shows. We've kind of learned that JD kind of likes Russia a little bit more. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just swap you all together, and you know he can be our Russian correspondent, and you can be the American wrestling fan, because that's how it seems. JD or Ben, do you guys have any questions for King G before we let him go?
No, but it'll be fun to be able to circle back to this.
Oh yeah.
You know, maybe after some big tournaments or big to getting some more feedback. I'm excited for this relationship to continue.
Yes, sir.
Yep, I concur.
Yeah, so I think you said in like early September they're going to have some sort of a tournament. Maybe we'll catch up after the Russian team maybe is a little more solidified, and we can discuss a little bit further. And of course, the Team USA team will be set here in like 10 days from now. So a lot to look forward to. King G, appreciate you tuning in from Moscow, Russia. I believe this is our first foreign call. I guess I called in from Japan, but I am not Japanese. So we'll say this is the first, just for drama.
Absolutely.
King G, anything before we let you go?
Just wishing everyone the best during this pandemic. Wishing everyone health, and to y'all guys and to your families in USA Wrestling, because I've been there. I was a part of it. I'm still missing those days. Training with the Colton brothers, Kevin Jackson, been in Iowa State, going up to Colorado Springs Olympic Training Center. Team USA Wrestling. Great job. It's Olympics. Always enjoying watching you guys, because even being from Russia, I know a lot about American wrestling and college wrestling. I was a part of it. Thanks for having me. I'll be glad to be back here, and just want to shout out Sean Bunch. He's fighting probably this weekend in Abu Dhabi. There's Abu Dhabi Warriors tournament. Daniel Cormier, King Mo, the Team Thursday represent here still, and just I'll be back. Bring me on.
Heck yeah, we definitely will. King G, thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good day. Appreciate that.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
See ya.
Hey,
that was awesome.
JD, can you wait
Yes.
till Christian scores this interview with Tadiev? It's gonna be a long time. Christian's gonna score it, and they're gonna sit down, and Tadiev's gonna go, What'd you say about my face? What do you say? My face? My face? Oh, now I beat your ass.
Yeah. He. I think
My face unlikable. Your face punchable.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, hey, I've been told I have a punchable face by more than one people. So I can also say that someone else does. Does it just have to be said about me? I think there's other people who have punchable faces. That's it. Would I punch his face? No, of course not. I'm just saying. It's just an observation. That's it. And he's obviously pretty good at what he does. But it's interesting because it sounds like his role is really similar to kind of like the role like that we have in America, like with Bill Zadek. Like you're the head coach, and you're really just kind of you're heavily involved, but like they still have their individual coaches and whatnot. So
And like they're
so
from
different.
all over. They're from all over. So like Tadiev's Ossetian. I'm guessing he lives mostly in Ossetia. He's not with the Dagestani guys, all the time, obviously, except for when they get together like at training camp. So their whole system is pretty similar to America's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy just how spread out they are. I mean, I guess Ossetia and Dagestan are not so far from each other, but just the vast expanse of Russia is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Ben already teased this topic that JD wants to do, and he already tried to shut it down, but he didn't read everything, and now I think it's back in and something we can discuss. At least 125. JD, why don't you cue it up for us?
Yeah, the best guys at a weight from the past decade who haven't won it, so your guys who got second once or twice or whatever. We just kind of go through, talk about some of these guys and maybe decide who's the best, maybe power rank them, whatever. Where do these guys kind of stack up?
The first
Cool.
thing I
Can
want to
we-
do is eliminate the guys who won national champs at up a weight, like Nishan and Nick
Okay,
Suriano.
I agree.
I know you had that. You said, like, should we include it? I think not. Like, just kind of like best to ever win a title, and we kind of slot them in the weight class and go from there.
And would this be as of as of just their collegiate resume, or is this because obviously, like, say if we continue past, then Gilman wins easy. He's got 2 world medals, or is it?
I'm thinking
think
these
it's
guys
collegiate.
at their college prime.
Yeah.
Okay, deal.
I can't wait for 125 already.
Are we going right now?
We're going right now. So JD's list has been pared down to Thomas Gilman, Joey Dance, Sebastian Rivera, Nick Piccinini, Vito Arujau, Glory, Alan Waters, and then there's a lot of other names on there. I think I'll stop right about there. So who do you think is the best to never win a title? There's one guy on my mind that I would like to throw his hat in the ring. This is a person.
You love Joey.
I didn't say Joey Dance. I said this is a person with wins over the following wrestlers. National champion Nathan Tomasello. National champion Nico Megaludis. National champion Darian Cruz. Thomas Gilman. That's a pretty solid resume. That's not an all-encompassing resume, but that is the resume of one Joey
Can I play a
Dance.
trump card?
Yeah, you can play a
I knew
trump
you were gonna
card.
say Joey.
Of course.
Trump card. Seabass win over Spencer Lee.
Well, then Nick Piccinini has entered the chat too. I mean, he beat him.
That's true.
I don't think that's a trump card. I think because
Why not? You try to use it on one angle. Why not?
Because I disagree.
Only when it suits me, it's a trump card.
Yes, exactly.
Holy.
Exactly. That's how trump cards work and don't work. I factor them in when I want to. That's the point of the show. We kind of talk about things, put our different opinions out there. I mean, Gilman, honestly, guys should be saying Gilman, really, because, I mean, he's a guy who wins. He beat Nishan. He never beat Nico. He beat Tomasello. He beat Joey. He beat Pitch several times. So if you want to throw out Pitch, I said, well, he beat him. So it's really, to me, it's probably Gilman or Dance. I mean, Sebastian had, 2 years at 125? Then he had a year at 33. And he had last year at 41, right?
So here's how I just did my top 5. Here's how my top 5 goes down. And I throw a Dance. Dance had great matches, but he was never able to put it all together when it mattered the most. I go Gilman, Seabass, Waters, Vito, Jack Mueller.
Wait, you put Mueller over Dance?
Yeah.
It's just preposterous.
How many NCAA finals did Joey Dance make?
Okay, if you reduce it down to that, he beat him
how many NCAA finals did he make?
He beat him. Who knows? We'll never know. I don't know how many finals he made.
The spotlight is on. The pressure is on, and for some reason, when that happened, Joey Dance, he just didn't live up to the billing. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm going to tell you, this man, he beat Jack Mueller. He majored Jack Mueller. He lost one time to him.
Tournament when he made the finals.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just we're looking at the totality of the career. I throw out what I want to throw out, and I consider what I want to consider. Now, I would say,
what are Joey Dance's placings? I'm trying to find it out. What are his placings at NCAAs?
He was 2-time AA, 4th freshman year, 5th senior, and just qualifier sophomore, junior.
Christian, the man took 4th and 5th. And listen, I understand how he is very skilled. I get it, right? I didn't spend any time around him. I didn't watch him tons. I can't tell you exactly what it was about that biggest moment. But if we put all these guys in a bracket, this is a big moment. This is a big moment. And whatever got to him in NCAAs is very likely to get to him again.
Okay. Well, he was 4th as a true freshman. And then, he didn't have the best NCAA tournaments.
Yeah.
No doubt. So I don't really think Joey would be number 1, but he's certainly in the top 5. To not have him in the top 5, I think it would be a mistake. I think it's Gilman. And then either Seabass or Pitch, probably the 2 or 3 for me. But it's tough with Sebastian, the dominant loss to Mueller, right? Is kind of outweighs the fact that he beat Spencer twice, right? Not outweighs it, but it counteracts some of the juice behind that. But
Well, still, I mean, I'm like thinking we're gonna throw all these dudes in a bracket and we're gonna see how they shake out. That's how I'm thinking about this exercise.
Okay,
Mhm.
so I think Gilman would probably Gilman versus Rivera. How does that match go in folk style?
I mean, honestly in folk style, that's a really interesting match. And if you could honestly, I put Gilman one or more on my list, but you could use the same argument against Gilman that I used against Dance, because Gilman didn't come up the biggest when it mattered the most at the
hey
NCAA
guys,
level.
the whole point
What?
of this is none of them ever won. None of them won.
Yes, no, but okay, but
It's
some
like-
of them, hold on, but some of them were supposed to win and didn't, right? Some of them, and obviously we're talking about guys who win, but some of their skill levels during the season were above where they were at NCAAs. And then some of the guys on this wrestled better at NCAAs than they actually were during the season. So during the season, there's going to be this very large level of skill discrepancy between two guys. And then now we're talking about at a big tournament, it was narrowed down.
Okay, who on this list wrestled better at NCAAs than they did in the regular season?
That is a great question.
The answer would be none.
Zeke Moisey.
No, Zeke Moisey off the list. He had one tournament ever in like his life.
We're talking guys at their peak,
Lezak
though.
probably.
Guys at their peak.
No, your peak has
Zeke
to
Moisey's
occur.
peak was very high.
No, it happened
Yes.
one time ever.
Lezak wrestled
That's the
better in
peak.
NCAAs. Jack Mueller, I would say, was better in NCAAs. I did not see Jack Mueller beating Seabass and making the finals. That was not I didn't think it was going to happen.
So Mueller and Lezak for sure, but no one's going to put them at the top of this list.
Honestly, I don't even know why he's on the list, but Patrick McKee wrestled his best ever at the NCAA tournament this year. I don't really know why you put him on the list.
Frank Pirelli and Ryan Mango are involved,
Just
so
put a
why not
bunch of
Pat
names on
McKee?
there.
So yeah, I think the whole point is like the best of the best guys all kind of fell off slightly at NCAAs, and that's why they're like the
Pat
best.
McKee placed higher than Joey Dance ever did, just for the record.
Oh my gosh.
Take that, Christian. Take that.
You can't if you just
Sorry
boil
to
everything
stick a
down to
dagger in your
NCAA.
Virginia side.
You can't just boil everything down to NCAA placements. You have to have some sort of. You have to be looking at other factors.
I know.
So, I mean, listen, Joey Dance is a top 5 guy to never win it. His wins alone put him in that list.
Win it at where? Win it at 125 or win it at anywhere? Because if you're telling me anywhere, you're high.
What do you mean anywhere?
Like not like of all the people who've ever wrestled in the NCAA tournament, there is a best.
no
right?
way.
I actually think numerically it's
Ryan?
Mike McMullen, isn't it?
Maybe
numerically?
McMullen, yeah.
McMullen or Sam
So
Hazel.
you went like 3-3-2-2.
We never
Yeah.
listen. Name one year we thought Mike McMullen was going to win NCAAs. Love Mike McMullen.
Yeah, but numerically speaking, his number is lower than anyone
His
else's.
goal score.
Okay,
Yeah.
numerically speaking.
Well, how else are we gonna boil it down?
Well, I think it's more interesting to
Wait, are you saying you take Joey Dance over Mike McMullen?
in a match. Absolutely, I think Joey Dance would exploit all his weaknesses. Mike McMullen never beat a 125 pounder. That's a fact.
What if it was 2 Joey Dances versus Mike McMullen?
Mike McMullen's so fast, he might be like as fast as Joey Dance. He's like one of the fastest moving heavyweights I've ever seen.
He doesn't have the suck back though.
He doesn't have
the suck back.
He does not have the suck back. I'm glad you call it a suck back. Some people call it a bunch of different names, but yes, he has a very nice suck back. I think McMullen's up there, but I think in terms of I think it's just Brian Snyder was a guy that people thought was going to win NCAAs a couple different times, and
That's a very good one.
lost in
Poeta's
overtime.
really up there for me too.
Waters.
No, I said Poeta.
Oh, Poeta for sure. Yeah, he's super good. You also want to look at guys that were like, were you behind like a GOAT or like someone just like a total legend? Like who are some guys that would fit sort of that description? Who, Rich? Tyler Caldwell. Yeah, Caldwell. I mean, you look at his
number.
His NCAA losses, I think are like are like Kyle Dake, David Taylor, Andrew
Burrows.
Howe,
He lost to Burrows
and
in that
Burrows. Poor guy. That's brutal. And so he was someone that we never thought would probably win NCAAs. But when you look at it, there's a reason. Like he was just behind some of the best of the best. Literally, not just like the best for that age, just like best ever.
That was when we did that thing last year. It's like, man, 165 the last decade is like produced some. I mean, it's produced very literally 3 world champions.
3 world champs. That's insane.
It's crazy.
2 Olympic champs, and you know, Dake's an Olympic medalist. So yeah. All right. Now I really want to look up Tyler Caldwell's NCAA loss. I thought I tweeted it one time. Now I can't remember what it was.
It was something like that.
It was insane. Like, and he was a sort of a surprise All-American as a true freshman, as I recall. Sort of surprising when he was at Oklahoma. Yes. Okay. Anywho, so all right. This is fun. Well, JD, give us yours. How do you rank these?
I think I go Gilman, Seabass, Piccanini.
Oh, he goes Pick. Okay.
Vito.
Because
we didn't get to see Vito like this past year, last year.
Yeah,
but I think if
the
Vito
other hard part
wrestled,
it's tough when Vito has 2 years of eligibility left, 3.
He's got eligibility left, and we haven't seen him compete at the last 2 NCAA tournaments also. So
yeah, 100%. He has 3 years left, doesn't he? Somehow.
Yeah, in reality, he's really only had 1 NCAA tournament, right?
In reality, yes. That's insane. So yeah, but I almost thought, I kind of want to throw Vito out and maybe even
ban him
Glory.
from the list. Yes.
All right, Vito is banned, and I know, and so is Glory. So you're just out. I'm sorry, you can't be considered. I think Gilman Seabass is a really good one too. I think that's an interesting question. Who wins that too?
Yeah, I agree.
Man, I think both styles are really unique. But I think you have to have Gilman. Gilman was the 1 seed twice.
I think, yeah.
Because he got Moisey the one time. I think he was the 1 seed then.
Who did 2?
I think we might have to go Zeke Moisey.
No? Oh my gosh, you want Moisey.
Zeke Moisey.
2015 NCAA. No, I think Waters was the one the year Moisey beat him. And then he did not win, which was surprising. Let me look here. I'm pulling up the bracket as we speak. Yes, Gilman was actually the 6 the year he got pinned by.
Really?
Yeah. Nishan was the 2, Dance the 3. Not talking about that match that he was up 6-3.
He choked so hard. It was brutal.
He got tired.
There.
He was exhausted.
Because pressure right here.
Oh my gosh. Listen to you.
Yeah.
So the Zeke that year went through Chasen Tolbert. Zeke was unseeded. He beat Nishan Garrett.
Yeah. First round, right?
Second round.
Okay.
Then he beat Eddie Clamara, who he had never beaten. Then he pin slayed Gilman. And then he lost to Nato. Wild run. So 6 seed Gilman. I did not remember that. But at that point, we kind of thought he might win. When he made the semis, like, okay, now it's Thomas. But no. Okay, fun discussion. Good stuff. I think we just do one weight at a time.
Alan Waters was freaking good, too.
He was very good. He beat Nato. He beat, I don't think he ever beat Nico, but he beat Gilman. And I think he beat Nishan at one point. So he's got quite a hit list himself. He was good every single year.
Another guy who just couldn't put it together in March.
Not quite, but still very good. All right. James Dean, why don't you queue up? You've been collecting the listener submissions. What do we have so far? Have the people stepped up? Have they rose to the occasion? Have they disappointed? What are your thoughts so far?
They're doing okay so far. We got a handful of submissions. I don't think we're going to get to all of them today. There were some good questions, though, so we can get to – well, first, we should play Keith Gothard's one. He was the very first one. He's always in the chat, so this one's for you, Keith. Tyler, if you can cue it up and play his voicemail.
Okay, here comes Keith.
What the guys? Keith Gothard. from Illinois. I just want to say, go Little Rock Wrestling. Rocked up, baby. Hopefully I'm the first caller, sir. Thanks for fixing the voicemail, JD.
Okay. So
What
he's
the
classic
Wow.
Illinois wrestling fan.
Wow.
Loves
Wow.
Little Rock Wrestling. No questions. But since it's the first one, we'll let it slide that there were no questions. Thank you, Keith. Thanks for being from Illinois and liking Little Rock. Good stuff there. Rocked up. Next question.
Yeah, it's a question for Ben about being efficient.
Got it.
Hey guys, this is Hunter from Cleveland, Tennessee. A month or two ago when discussing the Olympic trials, Ben was going over the different wrestlers and what he liked and didn't like. And he made a comment, and forgive me, I don't remember what specific wrestler, that he wasn't an efficient wrestler. And I was wondering if Ben could expound on that, or you guys could discuss that a little bit more. Because when you say efficient wrestler, in my mind, just having wrestled folk style in high school, I think of someone who stalls and hand fights for the last 30 seconds and then tries to get a takedown because they still have plenty of energy, kind of a rope-a-dope type thing. But I'm sure that's not what Ben meant at that high level of wrestling. So if y'all could expand on that and what it means to be an efficient wrestler, I'd appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, let's go. So it's hard fully answering without knowing exactly who we were talking about. And usually by the time guys reach a really, really high level, they're pretty efficient. So I have to venture to guess I was talking about a college and or high school wrestler. But there's some of these guys who just they do a lot of things that are unnecessary, and lots of times they almost either make themselves tired or they're doing too much where it causes them to make a whole bunch of mistakes. And so by the time guys get to a high level, they're very efficient and they're just really doing all the things necessary to score points. It's that's a broad way to think about it without having a really specific example.
I feel like Kyle Dake would definitely. He's the least efficient. Musakayev is like an H2. I think Kyle Dake is someone who's probably pretty efficient. Like he doesn't waste a lot of effort or energy.
Yes.
It's all his energy is kind of used. I'm not trying to answer for Ben, but I would have.
No, that's a great one. I mean, but yeah, by the time they get to that level, the Kyle Dake level, there's very few of them that are inefficient.
Yeah, no doubt. Cleveland, Tennessee, the home of Cody Chittum.
Boom.
That's where that guy was from. What was his name, JD? Did you write that out? We should get the people's names and say them.
Hey, Ozzy's yelling outside my door. Give me 10 seconds to get
Yes. No, bring him on.
You guys can hear that. Oh, my gosh.
I can't hear him. We knew it. Aussie Man Strong Boy is trying to break down. He's probably Kool-Aid Man breaking through the drywall of Ben's basement right now. Okay. Do we want to play the... I like the third one I have highlighted here. Once Ben gets back, I think this is a good one. JD's trying to start segments, and I'm doing a bad job of queuing them up. But he's starting a new one called JD's Confession Hour, and I'm curious to know what you're talking about here.
I don't know if it's going to become a regular thing, but this is just something I wanted to get off my chest. I'm addicted to watching civilian fight videos. I cannot stop. Sports ones that occur in the bleachers between fans are my personal favorite, and those are really hot in the streets right now.
They're big.
So a lot
Football's
of
back.
my days consumed. Yeah, a lot of my days just consumed by watching civilians beat each other up.
So Ben, JD has a confession that he really is liking to watch civilian fight videos. They've been really hot in the streets now since football's back. I watched the Steelers one. That was a really good one. And the last two I've seen, these ladies, they stir the pot. They create this chaos, and then they just kind of like back up and just watch.
The ones in the stands.
Oh yeah. So this is JD's new passion. He likes watching fight videos between civilians.
Well, hasn't bum fights been popular for 20 years?
But these aren't bum fights. Yeah. These are people at
Well, obviously they're not actually homeless, but they might as well be bum fights.
They're bums.
I watched them all. I don't discriminate. I'm just saying the sports ones are my favorites.
Yeah, they're good because you're always trying to punch down a couple levels. There's seats in the way. It's very good. If you haven't seen the Oh, I forget what it's called. But the Ron Artest documentary about the Malice in the Palace. It's on Netflix. Highly recommend.
I tried to
very
convince
good.
Amy to watch it the other day. So Amy and I have issues because she wants to watch like shows. I don't give a damn about shows. I want to watch some like biographies or some documentaries or like. My whole take is that the world is so exciting. Why do we need to watch a fake show? Ron Artest went and tried to fight the whole crowd. That's what I want to hear about. I want to hear what was going through your head when you decided to go whoop a dude's ass in the 7th row. What was going on?
Exactly.
My favorite part of that whole thing. My favorite part of that whole documentary was the guy who got punched, not the guy who came out on the court, not the guy that was out in the stands. And this is, what are we, 16, 15 years later, whatever. And the guy who runs down on the court squares up with Ron Artest, and then Ron Artest punches him in the face, and he goes, "He cheap shotted me."
He called it a sucker punch. He said it was
a sucker punch.
He said a sucker punch when he squared up on a man, but he got punched before he knew the punch was thrown. It was amazing. I was like, this guy. It ain't no wonder you got two-pieced on the freaking floor because you're an idiot.
He's delusional.
You're stupid. 16 years later, you have no clarity about back. I was like ready to be like this guy to be like, man, we just had too much to drink, and I don't know. I just got caught up in the moment. I really regret going down there, and I don't blame him for punching me. Like, that's what you should have said. Instead, he said he got cheap shot. This guy's an idiot forever. Some people just don't learn. You can't knock sense into some people. Some people just stay that way.
So you kind of got to respect him just doubling down, sticking to his guns.
Honestly, I kind of do. I do. Actually, no, I don't. You're just an idiot. I don't respect him. But it was a really interesting moment. Yeah, so it's called Untold, Malice at the Palace.
Oh, that's so great.
It was great. It was great. They really...
Also, the security guards.
Go ahead.
Security guards who didn't know who Reggie Miller was, and they were about to mace him on the court as he's trying to pull his teammates away.
How you not know Reggie
Miller?
We got him. Reggie Miller has a very in addition to being like 6'7" or so, Reggie Miller has a very distinct look. He's like he's a pretty recognizable face. And he almost got maced. It's like, it's like a little context. 6'7" guy, you're at a basketball game. Maybe he's a player. He's in a suit. Don't mace Reggie Miller, for crying out loud. Anyways, please watch that. It's very, very good. Why don't you play this last voicemail, and then we can get on to some other questions.
Do we want to do the roommate
Long
one?
time Flow listener here. Been there since the very beginning. Excited about the phone call submission. Stoked about it. Anyway, to my question, a funny one. Was wondering who would, if Ben Askren were to have a roommate with any of the FloWrestling staff, who would be his favorite roommate and who would be the worst roommate?
Oh, well, you guys are going to have to help. I mean, I know my answer to the first part of it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know my answer to the second part of it. So the first part would be my good friend Mark Bader. Now I might have to choke him out once in a while, but overall he'd be like 97% good, and then he get a little too squirrely. I put the squeeze on him. We've been friends for 20 years now or something. So my least favorite, and I don't know, you guys are gonna have to tell me who this is. Part of it might be Bader, and I'm gonna excuse it.
Exactly.
So the next in line is the one who's a slob. If they're a slob, it's gonna drive me insane. That might be Bader. I'll clean up after Bader because I love him. Who else is a slob?
Okay, so this is a real thing that you kind of think about when you're traveling with people. So Bader is definitely a little sloppier. It's like kind of like there's trade-offs with Bader because he's like got all the energy in the world, especially at night. Yep. After dinner, he's gonna come and he's gonna be really excited. He's gonna do this, like shake and like he'll get really excited, and he'll probably try to wrestle you, especially if you're Andrew Spey. And so there's a lot of excitement, but yes. You want to avoid the guys that will indiscriminately blow up the bathroom at any point of the day.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a big concern, and there's some people that just don't care. They have so there's that. I remember one time when we went to NCAAs. We had been there for maybe a half hour, and it had already looked like a bomb went off in Nomad's room. There were just clothes everywhere because he irons everything, including socks and stuff. So it was just
wait. He irons his socks?
He irons his socks.
Yes.
Oh, God. Come on. You're lying.
It happens. Honestly, one of the best roommates. So I am a bit of a lighter sleeper. So you want someone that doesn't snore. You want someone that's a little quieter.
Bad.
Right? Snoring's bad, right? So Bracky was pretty much always my roommate. He does snore sometimes. He is a bit of a snorer, but you take the good with the bad with Bracky because he's relatively quiet.
He seems pretty clean too. He seems like he's gonna handle his business.
He's clean. He's clean guy. Handles his biz. The best roommate is probably Ryan Holmes. Very quiet. That guy is neat. You want to talk about neat?
Neat. I like neat.
Very neat. He's far neater than me and quiet. So he's
nice.
good roommates. I don't know if I've ever bunked with old JD. Now we don't have to have roommates.
Pretty much.
We get our own rooms now, so this era is kind of behind us.
Whoa, you guys are soft. I bet back when I knew the Flow guys, they were sleeping like 7 to a room.
I know, and now it's like, hey, you know what? Rooms are $100 a night. You can all have them. It's great.
Wow.
So yeah, this kind of era is behind us.
Do they still force you to stay at the Red Roof Inn?
Yeah, well, see, now we have this new incentive program that Sion got us on, where if you stay at a place that's well below budget, you get some of the price difference in Amazon.
No,
I swear. So if you stay at
someone's getting murdered over saving $30 on their paycheck.
It's great. It's great. It's a bonus. It's not it comes out of your paycheck.
A bonus.
You get a little bonus.
Murdered over a $30 bonus. Oh God!
Listen, some of the best stories I have: the Murder Hotel in Cleveland. What a great choice.
Not murdered either.
Not murdered. Only it's all been good. It's only the upside.
Oh God!
The Red Roof Inn in Akron. Only upside. We're talking. What were they called? The Phantom Outlaws. It was great. It was great.
I remember. I drove past that hotel. And then I listened to you guys talk about FRL. And I thought, who in the hell would stay there? This is not good.
You know who, baby. Fun times. Fun times. Okay, we're not going to have time for too many questions, but we'll have time for some.
Keep sending in those submissions. We didn't play them all, so maybe we'll get to them next week sometime. Even if yours wasn't played, but keep sending them in. So.
Okay. I just want to ask Ben this question, and then we'll go. All right. Ben, you are now Kyle Snyder's coach. What is his strategy for beating Sadulayev?
Oh, I think we already talked about this. So I'm going to work on that one situation where he got dumped twice. We're definitely going to work on that.
You're going to go back into those waters. You're not going to say, okay, the low single's out.
No, I'm just going to be just in case. We're going to be ready for it.
Okay.
We're going to do our best. We're maybe not going to try to end up there, but if we are there, we should be ready for it. Because I think that point was preventable. I think if he gets in there and feels a little more, it's definitely preventable.
Before you elaborate to the other things, I want to kind of stay there for a second. So he gets in on the leg. He gets in super clean. He looks to be in if you take a picture the moment he gets in, it's this is what you want it to look like. So what are the adjustments you can make when you're in that position in seemingly good shape?
Yeah, well, no, he got, like I said, I used the move that Sadulayev does, and pretty much, let's see how to say, you need to go perpendicular to the leg usually to generally get people to go over. Sadulayev is probably extra strong, and then had, was just able to get a feel for it or something to that effect. But taking someone over that way is actually really difficult. And a lot of times it ends up, for me, if I mess it up or if I see other kids mess it up, it ends up in a stalemate because your knee will get buckled underneath them. So Snyder would just kind of need to probably pivot his hips and post a hand, and he wouldn't be able to go over his opposite shoulder there. So that's kind of, we would just get a feel for that. Varner might not be as strong as Sadulayev, but Varner's probably pretty strong. So maybe we get Varner to get a hold of him a whole bunch of times or something. But then, overall, I told you guys that we're going to go back to, we don't have a year here, so we can't fully go back to the drawing board. We have a 2-month window ish, and really with travel probably less than that. So I would just literally try to do as much nothing as possible and put the onus on him to win the match and try to get him tired, because he does, he didn't get as tired this time, but he definitely got tired a little bit. That's where I would go. And then we're going to see how that plays out. And if that obviously doesn't play out well, then we have a full year to come up with another game plan for next year.
Love it. Cool. Yeah. And it's cool that it sounds like he's going to go. I wonder if Sadulayev going gets like the other guys be like, all right, Aguyev and Sidakov, I hope they all go. I really do. I want the best Russian team. I want the best wrestling there. That's exciting to me. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. We can get the heck out of here. JD's got business to attend to.
We got World Trials next week.
Oh,
JD
baby.
might as well just stay up there.
Stay up there. But no, come back. Come back. Do the show here. We thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back Tuesday, no doubt about it. Hope you guys have a great Labor Day weekend. Should be fun times. We're looking forward to it. We're going to have a little barbecue here. JD's not invited. He's not coming. He is invited. Hope you guys have a great weekend. See you Tuesday. Look out for Suriano coming soon. Goodbye.